Hello and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make a farm to make blocks of super experience for the Create Enchantment Industry mod. If you haven't already, I really encourage you to check out my previous video where I talked about how super enchanting works in detail. Just before I start talking about the farm design in detail, please subscribe as it really helps the channel out a lot. And if you find this tutorial useful, make sure to leave a like. And without further ado, let's begin! Looking right here is the farm to make this block of super experience. And before I talked about all the detail parts, let's just take a look at how it works. So this lever here is the main on and off switch for the entire farm. If I just flick this lever, you'll see the farm in action. So this mechanical arm will pick up a random shovel and put it into the funnel, which activates this minecart contraption, breaking and replacing all the experience block. After the shovel is placed into the funnel, it'll go through into this mechanical grindstone where it will be disenchanted and the XP will be recycled, and the shovel will be placed onto the blaze enchanter once again. This is only using a level 1 enchant as it doesn't really matter, and no matter what level of super enchanting you do, it will summon lightning, converting normal block of experience into blocks of super experience. Sometimes you may notice that it doesn't strike lightning even if it enchanted, just like this one right now. And that's because it's not 100% that there will be lightning. So just keep that in mind, and we'll just turn the farm off by flicking the switch, which will prevent this mechanical arm from taking away the shovel. So now we can look at each of the parts in detail now. The core part of the breaking and placing mechanism is this minecart contraption here. Now, although you could use gantry shaft or mechanical piston, I find minecart being the most reliable and most simple to use method, purely because the minecart contraption can phase through blocks without any problem. Down here, when you place down your minecart, you want to make sure it is at least 3 blocks from the the experience block layer and the rail. The reason is that in an unfortunate timing, there is a chance that the lightning can destroy the minecart if it was way too close. So make sure to keep a little bit of distance so the minecart don't get destroyed. For the contraption itself, we have just some blocks. So the brass casing are the building block of the minecart contraption, and any block of industrial iron are real blocks. So you can see here that the drills and stuff is actually inside an industrial iron block. Over here we have just a simple barrel storing all the blocks of experience and this block of super experience. The way this works is that when the minecart goes forward, it will drill up all of these blocks. So basically wipe this 3x3 area and replace them using these deployers on top. When you set up this minecart contraption, make sure to put the filter for normal block of experience in the filter slot for the deployer, just in case it plays down super experience for whatever reason. If you want to, you could add a portable storage interface onto the minecart contraption to automatically pull out the super block of experience and replace it with normal block of experience. However, from my experience, an entire barrel full of these blocks is way more than enough for your entire survival playthrough, whatever you're doing. So you can just manually come over here, put in all the normal block of experience, turn on the farm, and then come back later to find all your super blocks in here without having so many automation part. For making the tracks, you want to make sure that you have a powered rail followed by a normal rail and then just some other powered rail on the back. This is just so that I can separate the constantly powered rails from this timer based powered rail over here. And that's about everything for the minecart contraption. So let's take a look at the enchanter part now. Over here, you want to have a blaze enchanter. This blaze enchanter, you want to make sure you feed the blaze the KO enchanting to make it into super enchanting mode. Once again, for this part, you could also automate it with an extra mechanical arm to automatically feed your blaze enchanter. But once again, as you can see on the little info over here, it only consumes 9 millibuckets, and when you fully fueled your blaze up, it has 4,000 millibuckets. So honestly, just manually feeding it is actually way more than enough to run the farm for a period of time to get enough blocks of super experience. So there's not really that much of a need for an automatic feeding system. For the enchanting item, you can just use whatever item because it really doesn't matter. You're also only enchanting it using level 1, so it uses the minimal amount of experience. Any item will do. You could do like iron helmet, different axe, sword, basically any enchanted item will work. Here I've got 2 mechanical arms. The one on the left will take the unenchanted shovel from this depot and put it into the enchanter, and the one on the right will take the enchanted shovel, so this one right here, and put it into this andesite funnel over here. The reason I can make a very simple on-off switch is so that I'm just simply blocking this funnel from accepting any items. As you can see just now, like the shovel is simply on top of the blaze enchanter, and this arm will not take it off and put it in the funnel because it's simply locked. When this is unlocked, the arm will place the shovel into this funnel over here. And here we've got a tiny bit of redstone to make the entire mechanism work smoothly. So firstly, we have a smart observer, so this guy with a smiley face. This smart observer basically acts as a vanilla redstone comparator, but just a little more compact because you can put a redstone torch directly behind it to invert the signal. This mechanism is over here so that we give enough time for our minecart to be launched after it detects the shovel in this barrel. When the smart observer detects the shovel inside the barrel, it will send out a signal where I use a redstone link to power this powered rail to send off the minecart. Then we have a redstone torch behind it to basically reset and unlock this andesite funnel on the front here. The reason we can't just directly put a redstone link with no redstone is because the item simply instantly goes between the barrel and exits out of the other funnel, meaning there's actually not enough time for the smart observer to detect as well as power the power rail for the minecart to leave the track entirely. So basically this inverting mechanism is a small delay. Once this stone shovel exits this andesite funnel, it'll go through this grindstone setup here, which will disenchant the shovel for it to go through the cycle once again. Over here, you could technically recycle all of the experience, but it's really little amount of experience, so You could just void it if you really want to. But over here, I just temporarily store it in this fluid tank over here. The cogwheel setup here is actually in the part 1 of my Create Enchantment Industry guide, where I've showcased over here, and you can set up the grindstone together with the belt simply by using large cogwheel, small cogwheel, and large cogwheel in a triangle with two small cogwheel on the other side to make this setup very compact and cost efficient. So that's the entire farm done. Very simple, and you can fit this in a lot of places. A quick note is that you must make sure that this lightning rod is the highest lightning rod in your area, because otherwise there's a chance that another lightning rod will absorb the lightning instead of this one, meaning none of these blocks of experience will actually turn to super experience blocks. So my general advice for this farm is that you want to keep your Blaze Enchanter as well as your lightning rod out in the open or on top of a building, so these guys have direct sky access. The rest of the mechanisms you can just put underground or below your top layer, anywhere you want, and you could orient these other components around, since we're just using a mechanical arm to transport the items, meaning there's not really much of a area restriction. And that's it for this tutorial. If you have any questions about this farm, please let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye now.